Hello and welcome. So the URL missdelarocco.classroom.weebly.com brings you to this homepage. My website is geared towards parents and students. I decided the purpose of my site would be a mock classroom page. As you can see, I did include a photo of myself and a slight introduction and an email me button. So on the right side, there is a podcast that kind of welcomes parents to second grade, and it explains what my plans are for this year and how I will integrate the use of technology in my classroom. And then underneath that, I included a slideshow that I created on Animoto.com, just of some of my favorite things. There's my favorite TV show and football team, my cousins, some other family members. So I thought that was important, and I think students looking at that will think it's really cool to learn more about me. And at the bottom of my homepage, I included a small inspirational quote. I think that for me it's helpful and uplifting, and hopefully it would be uplifting to students and parents. So next, let's look at my current events tab. So the purpose of this page is to keep parents up to date with school and classroom happenings. You'll notice that the font on this page is smaller, but that's because I zoomed out of the on the computer screen, so I could kind of get the whole screen in one shot. I chose anti-bullying because that is something that Bern does the first few weeks of school. So that's something that happens in September. And they actually did have the Sweethearts and Heroes organization to teach the ABC method of bullying prevention. And that was really exciting. The kids really enjoyed it. I thought that providing parents with a link to the Sweethearts and Heroes organization's website would be helpful if they wanted to learn more information about them. I also included a brief introductory video that kind of explains who they are and what they do. And I'm sure parents would appreciate knowing who is coming to speak to their children and why. I did also choose to put my text in bullet form because Kay recommended that it might be overwhelming for parents to look at a huge chunk of text and it might take up too much of their time. So I did change it, and I ended up liking how it looked, and it kind of makes sense to break it up like that, just so parents can read it and move on to the next thing. So that's my current events tab, and obviously I would change that as the year goes on. This website is to kind of take place at the beginning of the year. So let's look at homework. So the homework tab is supposed to ease parent and student stress whenever the student is absent. I fought hard with Weebly to organize this page in a way that I thought made sense. I think that the columns are definitely better than having to scroll up and down, up and down. So that was kind of tricky for me, but I did end up figuring it out. So I listed the subject areas along the top of the page and provided activities for the student underneath so they could stay up to date with what we worked on in class that day. So this video under social studies is the introductory video for the unit of study for communities. And then for ELA, I really liked this feature actually. It allowed me to insert a PowerPoint and kind of transform it into a slideshow. So that was really cool. I had to Google how to do it, but it ended up working. And these are just 125 sight words that students can practice 5 to 10 different words a night. If they didn't have their spelling packet to take home with them or something like that, it still gives them practice. And then for math, in my experience, schools don't usually start doing math until like the end of September because they're still working on establishing a routine. So I do know that second grade does focus a lot on their doubles facts in the beginning of the year. So I inserted a cute doubles fact review like rap song. So I think that would be cool for parents to do with their students at home, just to get a head start on what's to come. So that is my homework page. Let's move on to my technology page. Here we go. So this page is important because it gives parents an idea of how I plan on using technology in class and the benefits that are associated with using technology. On the left, I tried to make it clear that my digital statement reflects my beliefs, which are backed up by other resources. So that's why I bolded the word personally and made this statement here red, just so parents know that this is my personal view. And yes, it is supported by other literature out there. And then on the right, I included an audio file that highlights how we'd be using audio files in the classroom. And underneath that is a screencast presentation. And in that presentation, I discussed the benefits of podcasting, as well as the projects we will do that involve using technology this year. And then under that are just two images that I liked because it showed students using technology. The next page is the tools and resources page. The tools and resources page is my favorite spot because it is full of information and resources. I actually wish I created another page that goes along with this page, just because it does look a little busy, and I think it might look better if it was broken up a little bit differently. So on the left, I have linked websites toward that are helpful to parents, and then I linked websites that are helpful for students. So for the parent pages, these are both websites linked to Engage New York, and one of them is a parent's guide to student success. So that pretty much just gives tips on how to support your student throughout the year, or their child throughout the year. And then under that explains the purpose of the Common Core state standards and how they're helping their child. I think that might be a little helpful for parents to understand, because I know that it's frustrating sometimes. And then under that is the Kids Zone, and there I provided links for PBS Kids, Scholastic Kids, National Geographic Kids, and then a website for extra math. If I had access to more websites such as BrainPop, I would probably include that as well, but you did need the district login, and I don't have that information. And I'm assuming if I did have my own classroom, that is something that I would give out at the beginning of the year, depending on if the principal approved it or not. So on the right side, I attached multiple resources that mainly focus on internet safety. And this Symbaloo here offers links to websites that discuss cyberbullying prevention and how to react in a situation where your child might have been bullied online. And there are links to books and YouTube videos, so I think that's a great resource for parents to be exposed to. And then this video here is my topic exploration project. I chose to focus on how to stay safe online. Originally, I was going to focus on how to stay safe and keep away from online predators, but thinking that over, it probably wouldn't be appropriate for second graders. So instead, I just gave tips as to how to protect students' privacy and security online. And I thought that was it would be really helpful for parents. There are tips in there that say the computer should be left in a busy area, or that the parents should establish routines for online activity. So, for example, setting a timer and only allowing their child to go online for an hour a day. It's a good habit to get children into, no matter how old they are, because then it'll just be expected as they grow older. And in my topic exploration project, I did offer more resources to parents. I said that I would link a video on how to control parental controls on computers. And I really liked this video. I found it on YouTube. I think parents would appreciate that. And even if, so this video here is for computers, like laptop computers, Windows mainly, but if you click on it, it does bring you to another page that offers how to configure parental controls on Mac computers and iPads and tablets and things like that. So I think parents would appreciate having access to this. And my last page is my student showcase. I really like this page as well. So this is my student showcase page. I had to turn the volume off. It was way too loud. So I did want to dedicate this page to my students, just so they'd have something to feel proud about. I would post pictures of everything that we've been working on in the class. These are pictures that I've accumulated over the years. Since I don't have my own classroom, I just kind of pretended that these were things that we've been doing throughout the year. So I think this would be awesome for students to go home and grab mom or dad or whoever and say, look, this is what we're doing. And just give them something to feel proud about, because they do put in a lot of hard work over the year. So I think this is probably my second favorite page. So going forward, my plans for my website are to organize it a little bit better. I had a lot of trouble changing the color of the font for some reason. I don't know if it's my computer or what, but I would like to play around with that more and try to fix it a little bit and make it look a little bit neater. But other than that, I'm really happy with how my website came out, and I think that it is something that parents would like to see, and I think students would have fun with. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.